Hello everyone and welcome back to our Burton Albion England DNA series. I hope you're all doing very, very well watching this at home. Off camera, let's get straight into that. Yeah, not great. It's been quite a few poor results in a row, a lot of defeats, the one win against Cardiff, but yeah, it's not been brilliant. I think it's how I'd categorise it. League table currently looks like this, so I mean, one win and results going our way, and we're straight back into the playoffs. So it's not over yet from that front, but we were right up there, weren't we, to begin with, but we have fallen away a little bit, unfortunately, there. Okay, in terms of today's episode, then, we are going to play the first game right now against Huddersfield. Then we're going to do the midway point season review of the player development in their first 6 months of their training program, and then we're going to finish up with the second game against Wigan in December right there. So let's do that then. Let's get into the first game against Huddersfield. We're going to have Shaughnessy and Powell both out injured, and Victor also is out. He's just come back from injury. He's not really fit enough to be a participant in this game. So our team is Garrett in goal with King. We're going to play Mitchell King in this game with Hughes and Hamer across the back, Smith and Keller done as wing backs, Taylor and Gilligan holding with Lakin as the 10, and then John King and Malt up front. And why is Mitchell King playing this game? And the reason is we went away to Hull City and I played Borthwick Jackson and we got smashed 5-0 and looked terrible. And I thought at the very, very least, Mitchell King can play some games because he could have done that if I stuck him out there. Like, there's no point in playing Borthwick Jackson if he's going to be playing like that for us. He played poorly, his team played poorly. So Mitchell King gets his first start on camera. And his second start or second appearance for the club, is it? Yeah, 2 in the cup. So yeah. Okay, let's have a go. Assistant manager says, go out there and show the road. You've got what it takes. So I love that. Look at that rallying cry for the assistant manager. 4-4-2 for Huddersfield. Oh, come on. That's the old school English way. Like it. So I'm just looking at the bottom of the screen. All the players are greyed out. John King goes in, shoots. Oh, it's in! It's a goal from John King. Basically, I paused and gone back, and it's left the players with greyed out. That's what was throwing me for a second there. I wanted to make sure nothing was wrong. And it's 1-0 to Burton Albion. And this is an unbelievable strike from John King. It takes a huge deflection, but it does go in. It's going to be his goal. What a lovely little slide pass that is from Lakin. It takes a huge deflection, and it's 1-0 to Burton. Instant highlight after the goal. Huddersfield are going to play from the back. They get down to a 2v1 situation here. We force them back. They're playing to midfield. Oh, we could have won that there. Probably should have won that there. One of you three has got either the wing back, centre back, or the goalkeeper had to get to that. And the goalkeeper did, thankfully. It did look like their striker might have got there still. Cheers, Sam Hughes. 1-1. Mitchell King, Gilligan. See, I'd expect that from Mitchell King in this game. I'd expect it from him, not from you, Sam Hughes, because you set an example. We're going to talk about that in a second as well, which is going to be quite funny when in a second we look at this. But they are going to go long. And Keller turns to Hamer, whacks it into Lakin, flicks it into Malt, was onside. Surely he's got to finish it. And he's tried to dink it and try to be clever. Malt, just stick it in the net, son. Get it. Put it in the corners for me, will you? Holla here. Smith throws it into Malt, gets it back, whacks it into the box. It's gone all the way through and it's John King. It's in. It's a goal. I thought it was going to be given as a penalty for a foul, but it's not. It's a goal for Burton Albion. John King scores. That's 2 for him in today's game. And that is 2 under Burton. Love this. Yeah, I thought this was going to be a penalty. I thought it was going to be a penalty highlight right there, but John King scores anyway. 2-1. Highlight here for Burton. Highlight here for Huddersfield. They have it on the right-hand side. Mitchell King, what an interception. Let's watch this again. Look at this. What a block and interception this is from King. It goes through. He says, nah, not today, lads. I'm a real player in this team. Get off me. Whacks it and then just gets rid of it. I mean, we can't have it all, can we? At least he does one of the phases right. He did the out-of-possession aspect right. Didn't do great in transition in possession. Did a pretty poor defensive on that bit as well, but let's not get into the details of it. He's all right, bless him. He's playing above his abilities, and he's going to struggle sometimes. Okay, let's blame the passing. That's like a slight dig at certain players, you see. Right, before this goes in, makes it 3-2 to Huddersfield, let's put William up front, maybe Keller Dunn off, and let's put Bobby Camwer, and maybe Taylor off as well. Do we throw on Ronnie? Let's throw Ronnie as well, not? Get all the youngsters in. Here it goes. Oh, no, they miss it. Actually, the highlight's going to continue. It could be our highlight after all this. Garrett's going to go long, I'm assuming here. He does. Lakin. King's in. He's through. Is he going to score on his left foot? No, not from there. Highlight here. Smith throws it into John King. John King plays it across to William. Doesn't quite get there. They're going to build up from the side. We slide across. Quicker. Get across, lads. Can we get across? Gilligan don't get sent off. Good lads. Plays it to Ronnie Watkins. Whacks it into orbit. Williams in. He's got to score, surely. Oh, and he has. All the youngsters are combining. Ronnie Watkins wins it. And he just does like an NFL like deep pass all the way through to William and says, get off me to the defender. And we scored to make it 3-2. I mean, look at that. It's clip round the corner. First timer. Get off me. William goes through. I'm surprised he finished it. There's an argument he could have cut it back for King for his hat-trick, but let's not get into it. He scored anyway. Makes it 3-2. Highlight here, Huddersfield go long. Hamer gets it quite easily. I've just realised Mitchell King's on the left-hand side of the back three. I've not really noticed him, to be honest. He's not done anything wrong. I mean, it's not great when he does that. That might cost us here. Gilligan, King, Williams in. Surely he's got to score again, hasn't he? Oh, close. Going to take off Johnny Smith and throw on, I think, Johnny Rush. Yeah. Johnny Rush throws it into Ronnie Wakelin. Whacks it at the far post, headed away. Bobby Cameron's going to get there. Heads it to, well, hopefully himself now. Don't give it away. Good. Hughes. Back to Hamer. He's still got him if he wants him. Okay, links up with him. Camera tries to take his player on, loses it. Right. Press the strikers, and the cam needs to drop. Okay, Hughes has got it. That's fine. Gilligan. He's got options. Plays William. Is he onside? Is he onside? Is he onside? Is he onside still? Yes, he is! What a goal. It's 4-2. This is what I mean. William, when you bring him on and like you're ahead of the game, he's so effective on the counter because he's pretty quick for a striker, even at this level. He's 6'1". He lacks a lot in his mental attributes and a lot in technicals, but he's got the raw attributes of a good in-behind striker, and we're able to get the most out of him. I'm honestly so surprised how we compete at this level with this team. But we are. We're in the playoff run. We're in the playoff shout, really. As it's 5. It's 5-2 to Burton Albion, and John King, ladies and gentlemen, has got his first hat-trick and the first hat-trick of any academy player for us in our England DNA model. John King, we just witnessed history. That is the first hat-trick, and hopefully the first of many. Oh, what a beautiful moment that was. There's another highlight straight after just to ruin it, and unless it's a goal for us, I don't really want to see this. Lacking, or at least a chance. Oh, here we go. Camwa, lacking it is, isn't it? Play it across. John King wants this all day. There it is, and it's 4! He's got 4! John King scores 4 in a match. It's 6-2 to Burton Albion. What is happening in this save? What is happening? 6-2. And there you have it. 6-2. What a performance. Well done, boys. King in top form as Burton dominate. Absolutely love it, John King. You're a bloody legend, mate. Absolute legends. Oh, am I going to get a Burton shirt as well? Is it happening? You know, some of these series really cost me a lot of money with the amount of shirts that I buy from them, but there you have it. John King is named November's Young Player of the Month award, and guess what? Finished second in the actual Player of the Month award as well. So, what a player. What a legend John King is. I just extended his contract to 2028. He's now got a 4-year contract. So, yeah, he's locked up for a while. Right, before we get to our, like, traditional, let's review the attributes sort of thing, let's have a quick look at mentoring. So, I've not touched this for one big reason, and that is that they can pass on traits to each other, and there are some traits that I really don't like on certain roles, and I just feel like it will potentially ruin the player. So I've just stayed away from it for now. I've got something, though, I think is pretty safe, and I've got a few players here. So Sam Hughes is the leader. You know, Christ, please don't teach him too much, Sam. No, I'm only joking. So Sam has got a good personality, or he's got balance, which is okay, and it's significantly better than low self-belief, right, which is what Mitchell King does have. So he is there along with Hamer to balance out Mitchell King, which is going to be good. The other thing is, if he does pick up any traits, he's going to pick up brings ball out of defense, which I really like as a trait, especially in a back three. But like in any tactic, if they've got this, even if I want to play a direct kind of football, I feel like that this is quite safe to have as a trait, because if I want to play possession football, it really helps me. If I don't really care, it doesn't really matter. And if I want to play direct football, I can still make them be direct despite this trait if I want to. I feel pretty comfortable with that trait being passed on. And Hamer's one is possesses long flat throw, so I don't really care about that, whether he has that or not. So yeah, those two are pretty safe traits to pass on. So and I think that's a pretty good one to have. It just seems like a really safe thing to do. Mitchell King has got a determination of a 9. Sam Hughes' determination is 12. And Hamer's is 12 as well. So they're not like the prototype model citizen mentor, but they're still better than what he is, and they can hopefully pass on some little things. Anyway, I've not done it for any other position yet because I don't really trust anything at this point, but there's some things we could do in the future. Okay, then let's have a look at some player attributes changes, and let's make sure first and foremost I'm out the bloody way. There we are, out the way. Great. As always, to start off with, let's go out from the goalkeeper this time. So Ben Garrett, just again looking at his last 6 months really. So last 6 months is just solid improvements or nothing, which is fine for him. If he stays this good for the next 4 years, I'll consider that an achievement. That's good enough for him. I think he's as good as he's going to get. Sam Hughes has pretty much stabilised himself. He's got a slight improvement in attacking him, which is an important attribute to improve at, so I'm really happy about that. But everything else seems to have stagnated over the last 6 months, which is fine. I can only select all-time for Mitchell King, so far he's improved at a lot of stuff, but most importantly, he's got a pace of +1 right here. So Mitchell King is improving in the areas we're asking him to. He is looking like he could be quite good. That sounds a little silly considering he doesn't look that good on paper, but we already know how good John King was and how well he was able to perform. And Mitchell there as well, I felt like did a pretty good job on the wrong side of a back three from his perspective, being right-footed and having not much composure and not much dribbling. So thrown in the deep end and he managed to survive. So fair play. Oshalaja, his days are numbered to be honest, but an emergency player. Like if we lost Hamer for like 6 months, he'd be able to fill a hole for a period of time. But for any time there's like a player missing for 1 or 2 games, it's always going to be King at this point. Shaughnessy, some consistent little improvements here again. So again, stabilised, but an improvement as well. I'm quite happy with him. Similar to Oshalaja, really. Borthwick Jackson. If there's an incident where I need to play a centre-back, he is no longer my go-to. It would be one of my many youngsters that I would throw in. So he's only really there in case we get like a long-term injury to a centre-back where maybe we can't play multiple different youngsters at the same time at centre-back. But yeah. Hamer still consistently improving, which is nice to see. Not too much to say there. Camwa indifferent. That's sort of what I expected from him, really. So, there you go. Terry Taylor's still improving across the board. Not quite as much as we look to all-time right there. But all-time still looks so good, doesn't it? It looks so impressive with all those extra +1s and +3s, +2s. But last 6 months, he's done okay. Kieran Gilligan in the last 6 months has improved quite a bit. He's liking the new regime. Again, going back to those players sort of under the age of 23 are really responding well to the training program. I mean, they would do most training programs, right? That's where the improvement is going to be the biggest in a player. But it does seem to be really clear that under the age of 23, they're really improving a lot. Ronnie Wakelin, he's improving in some areas, not all. We'll keep an eye on him. I just decided to give him a chance because he's like, I think he's going to fall just short of being actually properly useful for us. But I thought, let's give him a chance while we still can, while he can still get into the team. I mean, he come on and got an assist and won us the game, so what's not to like? Smith stagnating again a little bit, going down in some areas. A little concerning. Lacking, just plateauing. He's reaching speed, hasn't he, Lacking? He is what he is. And as long as he doesn't get any worse, I'm happy with that. Keller Dunn is on his revival still, isn't he? He's really responded well to the new training regime. And since then, he's really got back to where he was before. And he's pushing on again, which is really nice to see. Powell in the last 6 months has gone down a bit. He's got an injury. What's he got? It's only a twisted ankle. Yeah, this is concerning, this one. I'm not really sure why. But he's, I'll have to have a go at him, I think, when he gets back to training. Tell him he's not training well enough because that's a shame. William, again, is responding really, really well to the training and looking like a handful. Like, he doesn't look that bad anymore, does he? As a striker. I think he looks okay. I'm happy to use him off the bench. So, yeah, good sub. There's Victor, yet again, still improving over the last 6 months and all time still looking really good as well. Really good player. Probably one of our most effective players. Him and John King are a great partnership when they play together up front. And there is John King again. That is 6 months. That is still only in the last 6 months. Let's look at last month. Nothing in the last month. How about all time? Oh, look at that. Sorry, the highest we've got is a +5 so far. That's crazy. +5 on decisions in, what was it? 2 years? That is unreal. Absolutely unreal. What a player. The prototype England DNA player for us. He's even gotten pretty quick, to be honest. His strength's going up. He's going to be a threat in the air. So what I might do, look at his attributes there. He's got his jumping reach up to an acceptable level and his strength's getting better, but his heading is still a little low for my liking for a big man. So what I might do is flip next season where he would work on, let's just say, strength for an example. Maybe I'll do shooting. I'll flip it to heading. And this is where I'm starting to, make it more individual to their individual learning training plan, which is ILP, individual learning plan. So for this youth player, in his review, it would be, you're excelling this. This has been a weakness since you were younger and it still is, etc. And that's where we'd focus it. Sometimes it goes the other way. Sometimes a player is really good at something, but it's not quite the difference to make them play multiple years up or something like that. So it's, let's take your strength and turn it into super strength. So we could be a case of doing that as well and saying, okay, next year, let's go jumping reach heading only to try and make jumping reach his super strength in this case and make heading his weakness slightly improved, and they also happen to blend together, which is really nice. Maybe we do that. For now, I'm just going to keep it going as it is for the whole season, but we may change his individual plan next season, may turn to heading instead of just doing the generic striker role. Karen Gilbert, I just think it's going to end up being not quite good enough, but he's there as an emergency if we need him, but he's probably never going to play long-term for us. Sam Heller, yeah, I don't know what to make of him. he's still doing okay the last 6 months. All time, so John King played in the U18s and then came straight into the first team and missed out the 21s. So I don't know whether putting Sam Heller in the 21s is really helping him right now. If we end up clearly mid-table again, he's going to play my first team at the end of the season. He will 100% be in that team. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see exactly what happens, but he'll be in the first team. If we end up being in a situation we could go up, then that's the only way he'll stay in the youth teams and continue to play there. I know a couple of you liked the Finnish goalkeeper last time. There's his progress right now. Not great, but not terrible. We'll see. It's too soon to tell, really. And I think that's pretty much it, looking at all the players here. There's nothing else really to tell you about. So that's our sort of player attribute update. Okay, then let's play Wigan in 6 days' time and let's see how we get on against them. Hopefully with pretty much the first team back. Powell will still be out, so will Shaughnessy, and definitely Mitchell King will be playing again for us. See you in a second. I've just been given a specific report on John King, so I thought I'd show that to you right now, actually. So Peter Marsden says he's had a chat with Dan Minchiche and had some comments on John King. Has come on leaps and bounds of football over the last 2 months, considerably improved in decisions and off-the-ball movement, has benefited from individual training focus, progressing well in training, has performed especially well in training lately and showing improvement in his game. He is now considered a potential League 2 standard player. So there you go. One thing I'm pretty bad for is not praising and criticising training well enough on a consistent basis. Let's praise King. But I know it's like the in thing on FM to just praise everybody here and criticize everybody all the time. But yeah, I'm pretty bad for forgetting to do it at all. So the returns I've had, I probably could have maximized even more had I remembered to do this on a more regular basis. John King was also selected in Team of the Week. Good lad. Unfortunately, I have some bad news. Both Mitchell King is out and so is Hamer. So we lose 2 of our back 3 from the last game in 1. So it's going to be Oshalaj and Borthwick Jackson that both come in for this one. And yeah, that's what I mean. That's why they're still at the club, though, is that if we were to lose 1, or in this case, 2 centre-backs, or 3, actually, because Connor Shaughnessy is also out. So almost our entire first choice back 3 is out. Sam Hughes is the only remaining survivor, as it were. And that's why they're still at the club, because if I was to put the 2 U18s in for those 2, they get 90 minutes of football here, which would be great, but we would definitely get smashed. They definitely get terrible match ratings, and then morale would take a hit. And we don't really want to do that if we can avoid that. So let's see how we get on anyway. Can we promote somebody for this? Yeah, Cameron Gilbert's actually fit to play, so he can go on the bench for this one. Assistant manager says, if you carry on the performance from the last match, you'll do well. Okay. Hilaire Smith has it, throws it into Taylor, gets it back for him, whips it into the far post. King goes up for it, doesn't quite get there. It's played back around King, back to Taylor, back to Smith. Plays it across goal. It's headed away. Celadon's going to get there first just. He has options to the left. He shoots from distance and it goes just wide. Come on then, lads. Let's see if we can finish the episode in the playoffs. That'd be lovely, wouldn't it? Right on the back of losing everybody to injury, can we still get a win out of nowhere? Taylor plays into Celadon. Has it. Plays into Oshalaja. Whacks it into no man's land. Victor's going to not quite get there. And they're going to retain from the back now. They're going to go straight in behind us. Can we survive the attack? They go through one-on-one. They shoot. And it's just over the bar. Okay, half-time, let's say... What should we say? Okay, it's half-time. Let's say we owe Wigan after up in the last match. Yeah, we owe them, lads. I don't know what for, but we owe them. Corner, instant, it worked. Hughes. Oh, it's over the bar. Here, Garrett plays to Hughes. Hughes, he plays into Taylor. Bit of a risky one. Smith gets it, plays it into, hopefully into the 10. Oh, I had an opportunity to play that. Hughes plays it into nobody. Smith. He's going to take it on. Is he going to whip it into somebody? He might do. He does. Gilligan shoots. Oh, what a finish! What a finish from Kieran Gilligan. Absolutely nestles it into the back of the net. Hits the bar and goes in. What a strike this is. I can't wait to see this again. You don't save those. It's whipped in. Here it comes. It's whipped in. Oh, on the volley. Have some of that. It reminds me of a goal that Scholes scored years ago for United against Villa at Villa Park. I want to say it was 2008? Something like that. Gives it away 10 and then plays into Lakin. Lakin through to John King. He's going to score. I knew he was going to miss it because the highlight started too high up, which is a shame. Okay, Lakin's going to come off. I'm going to put on Lewis Moult as a 10. And let's take off Smith and let's throw on Johnny Rush on the left wing back role. Going to bring on William for Victor and go defensive. Hopefully that's enough to see out the win. 5 minutes to go. 3 minutes. 2 minutes. Last minute. Added time. 4 minutes of added time. Can we see it out? It's ticking down. It's ticking away. Oh, it's a quarter last minute. It's literally the last minute of the game. Garrett collects. Okay. Take your time, Garrett. Take your time. Just don't give it to a player in blue. That's all you got to do here. Just send it into orbit. John King's up there. He's 6'6". Just send it, Oshalaja. There you go. Get up, John. Not good enough, but Taylor gets it. Now we play from there. John John's got it. He's giving it away. Now, press high, lads. England DNA, we've got to press high at all times within reason. I still think we're in a good position to press there, and that's why William gets it, goes through. Is he going to score? Keeper saves at the K block. Nice animation there. And they're going to clear it away with the goalkeeper, and that is going to end the game you'd expect. We're a little bit direct for my liking in those scenarios, but there we go. Finishes 1-0 to Burton Albion. Really good win for the boys. And that might have just put us into the playoffs. And it has. Well, we are going to finish today's episode with us in the playoffs, ladies and gentlemen. What an unbelievable performance. We're only 4 points off the automatic places. That isn't realistic because we've already lost 7 games this season. It's not going to be automatic for us. But we're going to be in around the playoffs for most of the season, I would think, because just teams are beating each other all the time. And we went through a really bad run of form, but we've turned it around in this episode quite well, actually. That's 2 wins in a row. We're going to be a little bit streaky, one because of the tactic. I mean, we just played Wigan away with a terrible back three and still managed to win with a clean sheet. So that's really impressive. Where are they in the league? They must be down the bottom. No, they're not really. Like, if they would have beaten us, we'd be on 27 and they would have been on 28. So if they would have beaten us in that game, they would have been above us. That shows how close it is, really, doesn't it? 9 points is nothing. Sunderland down to, Reading. I mean, that could change so quickly from 19th place to 3rd. That could change so quick in the Championship, and in particular Football Manager in the Championship. So there we go. Next episode then, what we're looking at. I'm thinking the next changeover of attributes is actually a good time to come back, because it'll be the Millwall and Watford games here, around that sort of time anyway. And it would have got us quite far into the season where you'll see whether it's going to be, is it a mid-table season? Is it going to be a relegation fight? Is it going to be a playoff push? You'll know more information there. And any point before that doesn't really make a difference, because we could look like one here and then be another down there. So it doesn't really matter, I don't think. So we'll come back in this sort of area. I'm not sure exactly where. I'll see how I feel and if there's anything really to bring you. But it'll either be Plymouth, Millwall, and then we'll end with the player development, or it could be Millwall development, Watford, or it could be Watford, Cardiff. It could be anything, right? It could be any order you like. But anyway, you'll know it's in this area here. It's in that area we'll come back for, in that general area. And that is going to do the episode. All I can say, a big thank you for me for watching. I absolutely love this series. I love seeing our players develop, and I cannot wait to get a whole team of new gens. But that's going to be the episode. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.